Hey everybody, Lorelia here. That's right, you see the title. I know you're wondering, what am I doing talking about Popeyes? And this is not a food channel. I don't do no food tutorials. I don't talk about food. I don't teach about food. But I do want to make a very clear contrast between the running topic in the news or on social media or wherever it's at, and currently what's going on. So if you're new to this channel, my name is Lorelia. I have over 400 lost track videos live here on this channel where I talk about credit. And in today's topic, although I titled it Popeyes, I am going to connect it to credit. So give me a second. So for the past couple of days, there's been a common conversation amongst probably everybody, but from what I've seen, based on the stats, they said that as a collective group of people, what African Americans have been able to do in terms of giving Popeyes free publicity, in terms of who chicken sandwich is better, Chick-fil-A or Popeyes. And like I said, this video is not to decide which one is better. So that is not what I'm really talking about. If the statistics are right, based on what I'm seeing in social media, I haven't fact checked it. And if collectively, as a people, race of people, African Americans, if we really have created that much momentum and free advertising for Popeyes, imagine what we could do with our finances. Imagine what we can do with creating wealth for ourselves. See, the sad thing is that I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not one who tries to predict the try to predict what's yet to come. But based on history, we know that economic cycles run in decades. And what do I mean by that? There's always change every 10 years. So the last recession we had was in 2008. And we are now 10 or 11 years after the fact. And that's why they're dooming and glooming about a possible recession, because individuals who study economics, U.S. economics, know that things change in decades. And so we are at the 10-year mark. We are at the 11-year mark. And so there are going to be changes based on what history has shown us. And we have a collective group of people, unfortunately, are not winning financially. And what do I mean by that as African Americans? And I know one may say, but hey, we got Oprah, we got Jay-Z, we got a few more people. But collectively as a people, we're losing. And the reason why I say we're losing is because a lot of us aren't part of conversations that go on in regards to money, finances, and economics. I see it on a daily basis. And, for the past couple of videos, I've been talking about business credit. I've been talking about business funding. I've been talking about personal credit and how if you want business credit, it relies heavily on your personal credit. But yet and still, we have a collective group of people who really feel like, and this could be any race, but I'm primarily talking to African Americans with this, that really thinks that it's a government giveaway, or it's a giveaway in general. And don't get me wrong, lending exists, like lenders are lending. Wednesday night, I went to a very powerful meeting to connect with individuals who do business funding, business lending for individuals nationwide. And I'm going to be doing a series of videos on that. And it was powerful information. Person who presented it was African American, and the light bulb really went off where, you know, I said, wow, you know, money is really circulating. You know, and of course I see this every day. But the problem is, it's not. There are some people who truly feel like that money's not circulating. Like there's a cap on money. There's a cap. There's not that much supply. Only certain people are getting it. And don't get me wrong, certain people are getting it. But one thing I know for certain, you're not going to get it if you're doing the shortcuts and the buffoonery that I see online when it comes to personal credit. I did videos on it, and I talked about credit fraud, and I called it out. Because we live in the time and place of financial transparency, data matching, artificial intelligence, and you have to understand that anyone can try to dispute something on your credit report, your personal credit report, and try to do a fraud affidavit to have things removed. But that puts you in a quagmire, because now you don't look so credible to lenders when you want business credit. Because let me tell you this, whether it's me, even if you don't want to listen to me, don't listen to me. But anybody who wants to provide business credit advice or what have you, you got to understand, no one can give you business credit. The lender gives you credit. I can't give you business credit. Another person who says they can help you can't really help you get business credit, in the sense of they're going to make the lender give you credit. They can't. Now, what they can do, once again, I tread on the area of caution, because I can't speak for them, but I speak for myself. When it comes to business credit, I can make sure that you have a enhanced credit profile to look credible to lenders who do want to give you business credit. But it's based on your personal credit. It is based on your personal credit. Like, there's nobody lending, and I can't say it so much. I had 2 consultations today, and one of the individuals proceeded and wanted to talk about pay. I was like, that's good. Paydex scores and trade lines are good if you need that for your business. If you need that for your business, if you need trade lines for your business in terms of net 30 accounts, that's fine. But there's no lender going to lend you money based on a Paydex score. They're going to look at your personal credit. That's why I turn away people. On my email communication list, I put it out there about if individuals wanted to have a consultation, because like I said, I am connecting with those who can give you lending, with lending partners. But I also know that you have to have an enhanced credit profile, not in terms of adding authorized accounts, not in terms of credit privacy numbers, something where it shows that you have a habit of being able to get funding and pay your funding on time. And utilization takes part of that. How much are you utilizing? Or is your word your bond? Meaning that if someone loans you money, lends you money, that you're going to pay it back. They want to see the pattern. So although there is a giveaway of money being given out, I think the reason why the buffoonery in the credit industry exists, because it's sad, but there's a whole group of people who think that there's a cap on lending. That's no one's lending to them. And there's no one lending if you're doing silly stuff. Buying authorized accounts. You don't think no lender can see that? Any trained professional in the area of credit can look at a report and see that you have authorized accounts. Is there a place for it? Yes, it is a place for credit privacy numbers, but not in the way that it's done. Not in the way that it's done. See, that's what I'm saying. It's boring to say this is the right way to do it, and let's give it some time and you can work towards that. But people want the shortcut. And the shortcut really just, it pushes you back even further. Because if the looming recession does come, what you going to be talking about? Are you going to talk about what's for sale in the marketplace in terms of real estate or stocks or any other investments that's going to appreciate in time? Or are you going to be talking about the Popeyes Chicken Sandwich or the Chick-fil-A sandwich? You see what I'm saying? No one wants to take the time to learn. And those who do, they do it. They learn. Because the sad thing is that, are there shortcuts? Possibly, but not in the way that people think. You see what I'm saying? Because if someone truly is assisting individuals with business credit, 9 times out of 10, and this is what's not talked about, they are being paid by the lender. You know, they're being paid by the lender. The lender pays them. No one talks about that. The lender pays them because it's based on, the lender will put up a contract that says this is the percentage of how much they're going to be paid in the event that you get X amount of dollars in business credit. That's how they get paid. It's not thousands and thousands of dollars of upfront money. That's what you know, a lot of people are telling me when they have consultations, they pay for all this upfront money because someone is going to help them get business credit. Now, I'm not one to tell nobody how to run their business because everyone has their parameters. Because, you know, are you providing consulting or what have you? Yes, I do believe that you should put a price on your information and your knowledge. I get that. But in terms of paying thousands of dollars with the hopes that you get business credit or business lending, like I said, that treads in a whole different gray area. Because if one is saying they're in the credit space in terms of connecting the two, then they know that they get paid by the lender. So you see, there's so much going on in terms of money and finances and people who are buying assets or creating assets and creating income for themselves and talking about appreciation and talking about how this will affect their kids and their kids' kids. And the only thing that some people can talk about is a Popeyes chicken sandwich. Like, it's sad, but is that all we got to talk about? Because if we can create that much traction and free advertising and marketing for a company, imagine what we can do for ourselves. Imagine what we can do for ourselves. So I'm going to leave it like that. You know, it's probably one of my shortest videos, only 13 minutes, but that's really all I have to say about that topic. But if you are someone who wants to have that business credit talk, because like I said, I've aligned myself with lenders who can assist people. But once again, you know, I don't tread in the space of, you know, buying some shell corps and doing that authorized user. There is a criteria. There is a criteria. Criteria is you have to be at least there, you know, because that's why I said I would have to do a separate video. There's so much that can be done with a clean personal credit profile. But a lot of people I'm not looking to work with only because it's a big headache. It's a big headache for me. And I'm very big on relationships, and I don't want to ruin the relationships with individuals that I may want to work with. And the reason why I say that is because one thing that I'm coming across is that in my email communication list, when I put out about me providing that service, I have people to fill out a questionnaire just so I can get a feel of where they're at. And the one thing that people are hesitant on is their personal credit. And I'm going to tell you like this. That's why I said it's a criteria. And so the criteria is, yes, you have to be at 680 and above, preferably 700 plus. But 680, there's a lot of parameters that you would I would take into, things that I know that the lenders would take into account in terms of, your W-2 income, if you do have a job, your business income, or what have you. So preferably 700. I mean, if you're somewhere, like I said, below 680 and you need work, you either got one or two things. You can either do it yourself or you can pay someone to do it. The choice is yours. But I cannot talk to anybody, and unfortunately I will not talk to anybody if you're telling me, I don't want nobody talking to me about my personal credit, don't look at my personal credit, I don't want to discuss my personal credit, and your credit is bad. Like, unfortunately, this channel is not for you. There's somebody that's selling people pipe dreams on another YouTube channel. They'll take your money, you'll get nothing in return, and good luck with that. But if you are interested, please go. I'm going to be doing in the next couple of days a lot of videos on this topic, so you can learn. Because the sad thing is, and I was communicating with somebody I know today, is the business lending space is really, it's a very gray area. And the reason why it's a gray area, because of the laws are not as clear when you get into business lending. And I'm going to talk about that. And like I said, the topic may be over some people's heads, because this is the stuff that people are not talking about. Most of the business credit stuff that I hear is a lot of the same rehash stuff. The credit line, trade lines, the net 30 accounts, the shell corps or whatever. But I want to really be breaking down about, lenders, Dodd-Frank, usury laws, all that stuff plays a part in your personal credit. So what I want you to do is go to cashflow.yourmoneymentor.com. Information will be below if you want to take part in that questionnaire. And don't get offended if personal credit needs work. I'm gonna say something about it. I will give resources, and you can either proceed or not. But like I said, there's a gazillion people here on YouTube kind of talking the same thing. Like I said, they'll sell you on wholesale trade lines, shell corps, and the whole nine. And then 6 to 9 months later, you'll realize you're back in the same. You'll be back in the same spot. So once again, go to cashflow.yourmoneymentor.com, and I will talk to you in the